the story so I can, have it remembered. But basically, so yeah, I picked up the Ankh, and when it was time to share, I basically was like, first just the first words I said was just wow, wow, wow. I said that like 3 times.
Just wow.
Yeah, had to make sure you started off with that.
Wow.
And
Wow.
then
Yeah.
yeah, and then I was basically like saying that just the whole energy of the whole atmosphere was like the most healing atmosphere I've been in, like, in my whole life. And you know in that moment I felt like that was like from the depth of my heart, like exactly what was resonating the most. And so I shared that, and like basically I said it, it was like one of the most like impactful experiences that I've had, just because of like the way I live. It's like every single day is like the best day of my life, and it just keeps getting better and better. So I say that about every experience. I'm like, this is the best experience I ever had in my life, because every experience just gets better and better. And then after that, I was like saying that, it was just such an honor to be in the presence of everybody there, and um, that Drew like did such an incredible job with the song at the end right before we started sharing. And I mentioned to everybody how I had texted Drew like a week before, and I was like, hey bro, if there's any chance you could make it for this next dance at Awake, this is the only one that I'm able to go to, and if you could perform your song, it would mean the world to me. And he was like, hey, yeah, I got you, brother. And and I shared that, and then Drew started like cracking up laughing, and
Of course.
and then everybody started cracking up laughing. And yeah, and then it was like um, basically me saying about just like how like I'm doing my best to hold back from like shaking uncontrollably from the kundalini that's coursing through my body, and like just like primal screams, letting them out, because I didn't want to freak anybody out. That's what I said after that, to keep the laughter going
That's
a
so
little bit.
real.
And then I was like, basically said that, you know, it was basically like the ultimate experience of everyone's torsion fields coming together, and that everybody's hearts are open, and that is what made it such a special experience, is because this place is one that people go to, and if their hearts were closed before they came, it just opens them right up, And I say that because that's what it did for me every single time that I went there.
I
And
feel
I
that
mentioned
too.
how I'd been there at least like 30 times, so every single time without fail, that's what it does. And that's what it's done for me, essentially, is what I said. And like that, because of everybody's hearts being opened at once and just dancing, and like being in close proximity to each other like that, it opened up the vortex of everyone's torsion fields coming together, and created this spin state that allowed me to activate the kundalini to start doing handstands for over a minute, and then mentioned how, like, well, I actually didn't share this part, but I will share it with you guys, how right after Monique, who is another person that I met here, that you guys might know her, she lives here in the valley, but she started giving me lessons on the handstands, because she like came up to me, she saw I was doing it, and I was like, would you be able to like give me some pointers and show me kind of like how you do it? Because for some reason I didn't even know she was like a fitness coach, but I just had a feeling, just she had a fit body, so I was like, I had a feeling like she probably was a fitness coach, and it turns out she was. And she's done all types of lessons with handstands specifically, so she really helped me like get all the techniques down that I needed. And then this other guy joined in, and he also ended up being someone that knows, basically he's connected with Kashi Keef. I talked to him later, and yeah, he's connected with Kashi Keith. And basically, he started with doing the handstands with me as well, and then with Monique, and then we all did like a three-way lesson, and we also were like stretching each other's body parts out to like open up our hips and stuff like that. And yeah, it was like a very, eye-opening experience. And basically, that was like the essence of what I shared. And yeah, everybody, like I had many people actually that came up afterwards and were like, just thank you so much for that share. It was so contagious that we all felt it and all of that,
Yeah.
you know. And yeah, so it was a very uplifting experience. And I tried doing the handstands again today. I didn't get like to practice much or get solid ground really even, but I wasn't able to do it for a minute. So, I'm I'm hopeful that I'm going to be able to retain that and be able to still keep going for a minute each time, but it might have been a one-time thing for now. So I'm just being neutral about it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Because I literally could not have even tried or forced that if I wanted to. You know, it's
Maybe that
literally
was the thing,
what.
that you weren't trying or forcing.
Yeah, that's why it allowed it to happen. And I got it recorded as well. Not the one where I went a minute, but I went over 30 seconds on the one that I did record. So at least it was like enough proof to say that I did way more than I've ever done before.
It's amazing how you can get into these states where you just feel superhuman
Yeah.
immovability.
Yeah.
I recall like past mushroom trips where it's just like we'd do like an obscene amount of push-ups. It's just like it's hard to do it. I was like,